Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Russian with Learn Russian. We are up to lesson 21, and as you can see here, lesson 21 is about nouns and personal pronouns in the prepositional case. This is our introduction to the prepositional case, which is the last case in Russian that we haven't had a lesson on yet. So Russian has well, it's kind of a matter of opinion, actually. It's kind of funny that it's not really official, but how many cases Russian has is sort of a matter of opinion. But the generally accepted opinion, the official explanation, if you will, is that Russian has 6 cases. And up till now, we've seen 5 of them. The prepositional case is then the 6th and last, according to this paradigm of Russian learning, if you will. And I thought since we're about to learn the prepositional case, it might be a good idea to take a look back and simultaneously look forward so that we understand exactly what the cases are, because I don't think these lessons have ever made explicitly clear what all 6 lessons in Russian are and what they do and what they're for. So for that, since this set of lessons is sometimes frustratingly incomplete in how it explains things, I mean, there's a lot of content here, but it's not really very comprehensive. You don't necessarily get a full view of everything that's going on all at once. It kind of gives you information in bits and pieces, which can be very frustrating sometimes. So to get a bit more of a full view, I went ahead and opened up the Wikipedia article on Russian grammar. And yes, there are some warnings here that the article might need some copy editing and citations, but I think the information here as it is fairly complete, fairly intact. So what I'll do is I'll come down here, I think it's here under nouns. Where is it? Let's see. I think here, yeah, here we go. Under nouns, it explains the different cases. So I'll just give a quick overview of the cases just so that we know what they're all for. So the nominative case agrees pretty well with its function in most other Indo-European languages. The nominative case is used for the subject of a sentence. So in a sentence, you can have a subject and you can have an object. The subject is the thing that does something. If you say, I open the door, I, in that case, am I'm the subject of the sentence. I'm the thing that's doing something. And the door is the object. The object is the thing that's acted upon. The subject is often a person. It doesn't have to be, however, and the object is often, yeah, an object. But the object doesn't have to be like an inanimate object. If you say, I punch John in the face. John is a human being, presumably, but he's still the object because he's not the person who did something. He's the person who was acted upon by my verb. He was the target of the verb in the sentence. So likewise, you can say the ball hit me in the head. The ball is the subject, so even though the ball is an inanimate object, the ball is the thing that did something in the sentence, and so the ball is the subject and I'm the object. So yeah, so linguistically the subject is just the thing that does the verb and the object is the thing that is acted upon by the verb. So this agrees pretty well with Russian. The nominative is used for the subject, the thing that does something, and the accusative is used for the direct object, the thing that's the target of the verb in the sentence. And this agrees pretty well with most other Indo-European languages like English and German, for example. Similarly, genitive agrees pretty well with its use in other languages. Genitive is used for possession of something. If you say that's John's car, or that's the I don't know, the father of my girlfriend or something like that. Even though it's not necessarily just possession, you can't really say that the father possesses the girlfriend or the other way around, but he's the something of the something. Or you can say like the streets of Moscow. That would also be genitive because they're the streets of Moscow, the streets belonging to Moscow. So these all agree pretty well with usages in other Indo-European languages. Dative is likewise used for the indirect object. We've seen that, for example, if you say, I give something to to mom, for example. I give flowers to mom. The flowers are the direct object because the flowers are the thing that you're giving. The verb is give, and the flowers are the thing that is being given, and so that's the direct object of the sentence. And then if you give them to mom, then then mom gets the flowers, but she's the dative object in the sentence because she's the indirect object. Mom is not the thing that you're giving, so she's not the direct target of the verb. We saw also in a previous lesson it's used for impersonal clauses, so like мне холодно, to me it's cold. Age statements, yeah, мне 20 лет, how many years I have, like how old am I? So dative is, in that sense, dative agrees with other languages because it is generally used for the indirect object of verbs. Where things get a bit different, though, is that dative in Russian is not used to report position, as it is, for example, in a language like German. We'll see that in just a moment, but first the instrumental case. Yeah, the instrumental case is basically used for the instrument. So first of all, for the thing that you use to get something done. If you say, I dig a hole with a shovel, the shovel is the implement or the instrument that you're using, and so the shovel is then in the instrumental case. I do this, or I write with a pencil. The pencil is the instrument. It's also used for with in the other sense. I eat spaghetti with sauce. That's also instrumental in Russian, as we've seen. And now we come finally to the prepositional, and the prepositional is used mostly for locations. So for example, if you say, I'm in the room, that's prepositional in that sense, in the sense that you're reporting the location of something or someone. Similarly, na, on top of, that's also prepositional. But it's not only for location. So in some languages there is what's called a locative case, which is exactly this. A locative case reports the location of somebody or something. And the prepositional case is chiefly used for that in Russian, but it is also used for prepositions like o, which means about. This book is about birds. It's a book about birds. So in that sense, the book is o birds. So this is something that or at least the first sense here, prepositions of place, I am in something or on top of something. This is served by the dative case in German. In German, if you speak German, you might be familiar with this. The dative case reports things like, I am in the room, I'm in a train, I'm on the ground. But no, in Russian, that's a separate case. And like I said, in many languages, including many other Slavic languages, this is served by a locative case. But in Russian, this is not considered to be, it's not called the locative case because it's not only used for location, it is also used for a handful of other prepositions, most notably o. And by the way, in this lesson 21 that we're about to do, it's mostly about the preposition o. So even though, like I said, the prepositional case is mostly used for location, it is also used for o, and that's what we'll be seeing in this lesson. So there you go. Those are the 6 cases in Russian. They're not too bad once you get used to them. English has the first 3 only. English has nominative, accusative, and genitive, and then dative is combined into the accusative in English, and then instrumental and prepositional are also all just combined into a single case in English. So the way that Russian splits them out, and most other Slavic languages do something similar, this can be a bit confusing at first, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. You just have to get used to it. You just have to practice it for a while, and it starts to kind of make sense. It's a lot to remember. It's not that it's difficult to understand. To me personally, I find that it's not difficult to understand the cases when you explain them and look through them. It's just difficult to remember all of them and remember the different prepositions that invoke them. Like, for example, we've seen to go to something or towards something or someone. Is dative. Dative is also used for the preposition ka in this sense. So remembering which cases are invoked by which prepositions and things, that's always very difficult. It's difficult in German as well. It's probably even more difficult in Russian. But anyway, that having been said, now that we've seen these 6 cases, seen an overview of Russian, let's go ahead and move right along into lesson 21, where I think now we have an idea of what the prepositional case is used for. And we see it here in this sort of headline, if you will, of the lesson. Моя дорогая жена, my dear wife, каждый день я думаю о тебе. Every day I think about you. And see, here is о. We just saw that о is used in the prepositional case, and I mentioned that this lesson is mostly about the preposition о. And here we see that о тебе, about you, is an example of the prepositional case. Let's get started. So, in this lesson, you will learn the prepositional case in the meaning o kom, o чем. So, about whom or about what. So, o kom is about whom. Whom is it about? And o чем is about what, like a inanimate object. What inanimate object is it about? And have a look at the following constructions. Он думает о работе. He thinks about work. Я мечтаю о море. I believe that means I dream of the sea. And мы говорим о погоде. We talk about погоде, whatever погоде is. Don't know. I'll skip that one for now. Okay, we have our first dialogue. Let's go ahead and get started. It looks like a Skype conversation. In fact, if you look at the window, you can actually see the Skype logo in the upper left corner of the window. I think that might be a bit... not sure if Skype can bring some kind of copyright. Probably not. I mean, it is very distinctly the Skype logo, but I think just using it in the corner of a window like this is not violation of some kind of copyright or trademark. And we can see, if you look at the names, it looks like this is a conversation between Clara and Fred. So let's listen in.
Привет, как дела?
Привет, нормально. А у тебя? Почему ты так долго не звонил? Что случилось?
Ничего, просто времени не было.
У тебя не было времени для меня? Интересно.
Дорогая, но я же всегда думаю о тебе.
Я тоже. Как твоя встреча с клиентом?
Ужасно. Мы весь вечер говорили о погоде, о природе, о спорте, но только не о работе. Я так ничего и не подписал.
И что? Вы говорили обо всем. Сейчас ты для него не только партнер, но и друг. Это хорошо.
Ты так думаешь?
Конечно. Вчера вы говорили о погоде, а завтра будете говорить о бизнесе, о контракте. Но теперь уже не так формально.
Ладно, посмотрим. А что ты делаешь сегодня вечером? Я сейчас читаю о выставке в Третьяковской галерее «Постмодернизм». Давай пойдем.
Сегодня? Давай.
Тогда я буду ждать тебя в центре зала в метро.
Хорошо. А какая станция метро?
Как какая? Конечно, Третьяковская. Все, до вечера.
Пока, целую.
Okay. So, for once there was actually a rather sweet, it's kind of sweet and kind of not weird or awkward conversation. Just a conversation between two lovers who seem actually for once quite happy with each other, unlike that previous conversation where the wife says the perfect vacation is one without her husband. Okay, so again, it's mostly about the preposition o. So, for example, they think about each other, and so they say o. So let's start from the beginning again, and let's fill in the blanks.
Привет, как дела?
Of course, that's hi, how are you?
Привет, нормально. А у тебя?
Hi, I'm normal, and you?
Почему ты так долго не звонил?
Why you so long did not call? Why didn't you call me for such a long time? These people are they're speaking noticeably faster, I think, than in previous lessons. This is because, we're starting to get to a more advanced level of Russian, and the expectation is that they don't need to clearly and slowly enunciate each word. They can speak a bit more naturally as native Russian speakers would do, which of course you have to get used to if you're going to start using the language with native Russian speakers.
Что случилось?
What happened?
Ничего, просто времени не было.
Nothing, just time was not. So nothing happened, there just wasn't any time. But literally, nothing, just time was not.
У тебя не было времени для меня?
You didn't have time for me?
Интересно.
Interesting.
Дорогая, но я же всегда думаю о тебе.
Okay, so we have our first fill in the blank. О тебе, right here at the bottom. Darling, well, I always think about you.
Я тоже. Как твоя встреча с клиентом?
Me too. How is your it doesn't have a there's actually no verb here, so yeah, literally how you're meeting with client. In English, you would either say how is or how was the meeting with the client to indicate present tense or past tense, or how will be the meeting. But here there's literally no verb in this entire sentence. It's literally just how you're meeting with client. So we're not sure if it's... I assume it's probably in the past because he can't be having the meeting right now since he wouldn't be talking to her on Skype if he was in the meeting right now. So we'll assume this means how was your meeting with the client, but it's not really clear because there's no verb in the sentence.
Ужасно.
Oh, awful.
Мы весь вечер говорили о погоде, о природе, о спорте.
Okay, hold on. So, мы весь вечер говорили, so we, the entire evening, talked about, and oh boy, what did he mention? A погоде. Погоде is about the weather. So, о погоде, let's see, говорил о погоде, about the weather. О природе, which is about nature, and о спорте, about sports.
Но только не о работе.
Но только не о работе, but not about work. О работе. We did not talk о работе. We did not talk about work.
Я так ничего и не подписал.
Подписал. I did not sign anything. Под is a prefix meaning under, like underneath, and подписал then means like something like underwrite. Not in the sense of underwriting in insurance. I know there's the term underwriting in like insurance appraisals and things like that, but no, in Russian, подписать means underwrite in the sense of to sign something, because usually you sign a piece of paper at the bottom. This is analogous to in German. It's the same in German. It's unterschreiben is to sign a document, and that literally also means underwrite, to write at the bottom. So he complains that he did not sign anything.
И что? Вы говорили обо всем.
И что? So like, so what? Вы говорили обо всем. Обо всем. And now you see here it's no longer o, it's обо. Why is it обо instead of o? Well, I did come prepared for this. I tried to prepare a little bit more for this lesson, and for that I have also this window open. This is the Wiktionary page on the word o. Yes, Cyrillic small letter O. So you can see it's used in many languages. It's used in Adige and Azeri and Old Church Slavonic, Ossetian, Romanian, even Romanian. Romanian doesn't even use the Cyrillic alphabet. That's probably the old Romanian Cyrillic alphabet from before Romanian changed over to Latin letters. But here we have Russian. So let's go ahead and click on Russian. That brings us down here. So yes, it is the 16th letter of the Russian Cyrillic alphabet. That's true. It also means O in exclamations like O Bozhia, oh God. But here we go. Here's the part that's interesting for this lesson. Here's the part that's relevant here. O suddenly becomes ob before vowels, and in some other cases, and before some words such as мне or все, it's obo. So since she is saying here, вы говорили обо всем, you talked about everything, it just so happens that you use the form not o, but obo for все or все. So if you're wondering why it's Obo, now you know. It's Obobo's Big Adventure. Okay, let's move on.
Сейчас ты для него не только партнер, но и друг. Это хорошо.
Man, she talks fast. Okay, so now you, for him, not only partner, but also friend. So, сейчас now, ты для него, you for him, не только партнер, not only partner, но и друг, but and friend. Literally, but and friend, so, but also a friend. Это хорошо, it's good.
Ты так думаешь?
You think so? You so think?
Конечно.
Of course.
Вчера вы говорили о погоде,
Вчера вы говорили о погоде. So she repeats the things that they talked about yesterday. You talked about the weather.
а завтра будете говорить о бизнесе.
Okay. А завтра будете говорить о бизнесе. But tomorrow we'll talk about business.
О контракте.
О бизнесе, о контракте. About contracts.
Но теперь уже не так формально.
But now already it's not formal.
Ладно, посмотрим.
Okay, ладно, посмотрим. It's like, okay, let's see what happens.
А что ты делаешь сегодня вечером?
But what are you doing tonight, today evening?
Я сейчас читаю о выставке в Третьяковской галерее.
I now read о вставке about a exhibition at the Galerie is obviously gallery. Tretyakovsky is, I guess, Tretyakov is an artist. So I must confess my terrible ignorance of matters relating to art. I actually don't know of a painter or artist named Tretyakov, but I'm going to assume that Tretyakov must have been a Russian. I don't know if I'm going to be so stupid as to say I don't know if he was a real Russian painter, but I assume he probably was. I don't think they would have used the name of a fictional painter for this dialogue. So I'm going to assume that Tretyakov is a real Russian painter whom I just don't know.
Постмодернизм. Давай пойдем.
Сегодня? Давай.
Тогда я буду ждать тебя в центре зала в метро.
Хорошо. А какая станция метро?
Как какая? Конечно, Третьяковская. Все, до вечера.
Пока. Целую.
So, постмотри... Postmodernism. There we go. Postmodernism. That's probably why I don't know the painter, because postmodern artists, I don't know, somehow I don't think that postmodern artists are very well known in Russia or internationally today. Certainly not internationally. I mean, Russia tends to emphasize its classic era art from, like pre-20th century stuff. So I think at least outside of Russia, postmodern art and literature is not very well known. Anyway, давай пойдем, let's go there. Сегодня давай. Today? Yeah, let's go. Тогда я буду ждать тебя. So тогда is like then in that case. Я буду ждать тебя. I will wait for you. В центре залов метро. In the central hall of the metro, of the subway station. Хорошо, а какая станция метро? Okay, and which metro station? Which station metro? So which subway station? Как какая? What do you mean, which one? Конечно, Третьяковская. Of course, Третьяковская station. Все до вечера. That's all. So, все here is used as a closing word to just mean that's all I have to say. До вечера, until the evening. Пока целую, literally I kiss. So like I kiss you. I kiss you. So that was very sweet. They actually had a very sweet little conversation. They talked about work, and she actually convinced him that the conversation about work was positive rather than negative. And they made a date to go to an art gallery tonight, and she kissed him virtually. So that's very sweet. That's a very sweet and happy romantic conversation for once. I wish we had more conversations like that here. Okay. Moving on, we have a second dialogue. It's called Мой день, my day. On the left, we have a gentleman with an American flag on his shirt. Is that supposed to be a mullet? Is the mullet sort of associated with the typical American man in contemporary Russian society? Don't know. So yeah, we have a guy with the American flag. We have in the middle a man who is built like a bear, of course, with the Russian flag. And then on the right, we have a, dare I say, a somewhat hipster-looking gentleman with the French flag on his shirt. So there you go. Not that, I mean, of course, hipsters exist in Russia as well, but I think the traditional image of the Russian man, or at least as Russians would prefer to see themselves, is the large and powerful and well-built man. They don't like to see themselves as hipsters or anything like that, even though, of course, such people do exist in Russia. Anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and listen to Мой день, my day.
Вот, Жан, скажи, когда французские мужчины пьют, о чем они разговаривают?
I just realized that this is not a fill in the blanks thing. There is nothing here. There's nothing to do here. This is not a task. Well, it says task 2, but it's not really an exercise. You just listen to the dialogue and read it, but you don't have to answer anything here. I think underneath here we have questions to answer, but in this dialogue we just listen in. So I guess I should probably translate this line for line so that we don't have to do it a second time. So Ivan says, so Jean, I'm going to assume that Ivan is the Russian guy in the middle and Jean is a French name, so I'm going to assume that Jean is how you transliterate that into Russian, and he's addressing the French guy. Скажи, tell, когда французские мужчины пьют, when French men drink, о чем они разговаривают? About what they speak.
Конечно, мы говорим о женщинах.
Yes, I think we could have guessed that answer. Of course, we talk about women.
И о футболе.
And about football, which, of course, in this context means soccer. They're talking about European football and not American.
И о жизни.
And about life.
А вы говорите о сыре?
And do you talk about cheese?
О сыре?
About cheese.
Почему мы должны говорить о сыре?
Yes, why we should talk about cheese.
Ну как же?
That's kind of like, well, come on. Or, well, it's just like that. It's kind of an idiomatic expression. I don't know exactly how to translate it.
Сыр – это ваша национальная гордость.
Cheese, it's your national pride.
Ха-ха, стереотипы, стереотипы.
Stereotypes.
А что вы, русские, всегда говорите о водке, икре и борще?
Yes, and what you Russians always talk about vodka, caviar, and borscht, that beet soup, which is very popular in Russia, and which is actually quite good. I've actually had borscht in Russia, and it was very good, despite common Western stereotypes that borscht is not appetizing.
Нет, конечно.
No, of course.
Джон, а в Америке? О чем вы говорите, когда пьете?
John, and in America, about what you speak when drink.
Ну, мы говорим обо всем.
Well, we talk about everything. Once again, because it's всё, it becomes not all, but обо. Обо is used for всё or всём, as in this case.
Но мы не очень любим говорить о деньгах, о религии, о сексе. О политике сейчас тоже редко говорим.
I'm not sure that this is entirely true, but okay. So we talk about everything, but we do not much like to talk about деньгах, money, о религии, about religion, о сексе, about sex, о политике, about politics today. So we сейчас тоже редко говорим. So today also rarely speak. So we rarely talk about it. I'm a bit skeptical about this, at least about sex. I'm very skeptical that American men do not like to talk about sex when drinking. I have personally witnessed evidence to the contrary. Politics and religion, I can see, okay, that's always something that creates conflict. And then money, I mean, I think people do talk about money when they get drunk. I think this is quite... I think talking about sex and money is pretty normal. Politics and religion, maybe not so much. Although I have seen people talk about that when they get really drunk too, and sort of intimate their innermost opinions, which they wouldn't necessarily reveal in polite company. But anyway, but whatever, it is what it is. It's an opinion.
Ха-ха, так о чем вы говорите? Ни о чем?
Ha-ha. So what do you talk about? Ni o чем. So like really about what? So he's trying to get a bit more specific because the American guy just said, well, we talk about everything. So oh, sorry, this is not the Russian guy. This is the French guy, Jean. So Jean, the French guy, says, yeah, okay, great. So you don't talk about things, but then what do you talk about?
Почему? Мы говорим о футболе.
Why? We talk about football. I don't know if he means soccer or American football. Who knows? You can never tell.
Только о нашем американском футболе.
Oh, he just answered my question. Well, that's okay, nice. So, только о нашем, so only about ours, American football. So with ours, he means our American football.
Об экономике.
About, is that about the economy or about economics? I'm not sure. Economikia sounds like economics, but he may mean about the economy. I'm not sure. One of those two.
Иван, скажи, а почему русские так любят говорить?
Ivan, tell. And why do Russians so love to talk?
Вы можете говорить обо всем?
You can talk about everything.
Если я говорю с друзьями, то, конечно, я говорю обо всем.
If I talk with friends, here с друзьями is, you should know by now that's the instrumental case, то, конечно, then of course, я говорю обо всем. I talk about everything.
О проблемах, о семье,
About problems, about family,
о работе, о деньгах, о
about work, about money,
девушках, о жизни.
about girls, about life.
О да, вы, русские, очень любите говорить о жизни.
Oh yes, you Russians very much like to talk about life.
Ночью на кухне.
Not at night in the kitchen.
Я не понимаю, почему.
I don't understand why.
Ну, это русская традиция.
Well, it's a Russian tradition.
Вот американцы и европейцы идут к психологу.
Just like Americans and Europeans go to a psychologist,
А русские идут к другу.
but Russians go, or a Russian goes to friends.
Это тоже как терапия.
It's also like therapy.
Хорошо, это мы понимаем. Но почему ночью?
Okay, that we understand, but why at night? Okay, it's gone on so long I've lost my play button, so I'll let it play through to the end and then I'll translate after the fact.
А когда? Днем мы работаем, а ночью думаем о жизни. Все логично.
Да уж, русская логика, как и русская душа, загадка.
Так, давайте выпьем. За русских друзей.
Давай.
Certainly cut off the divide at the end, but I think we got the idea. So John was saying the почему ночью, but why at night? And Ivan says, а когда? Literally something like either and when or but when. So this means like what? When else? When else are we supposed to do it? Днем мы работаем. During the daytime we work. А ночью думаем о жизни. And at night think about life. Все логику. Everything is logical. Да уж русская логика. Yeah, there you go. Russian logic. Как и русская душа. Загадка. Like the... So, Russian logic, как и русская душа, like the Russian soul, загадка, is a mystery. Так, давайте выпьем. So let's drink. За русских друзей, to Russian friends. Давай! Let's go. Okay. All right. So now we have a little test over the dialogue, about the dialogue, so о диалог. Тест. О чем они говорят? What are they talking about? So, французы говорят, French talk about обо всем. Do they talk about everything? Well, no, they don't. They definitely don't talk about American football, as mentioned here. And here it says they talk about life, family. No, that was the Russian thing. The French talk about женщинах, футболе, and жизни, about life. So that's for the French. And then Americans talk about, well, yes, Americans talk about American football, about everything about American football and about economics, or the economy. And then by process of elimination, Russians must be the other option. They think about everything, about life, about family, money, and girls. There we go. And the site believes that that is correct. I don't know if this is actually true, but at least it's correct as per the dialogue that we just heard and read. Okay, and another test about the same dialogue. Когда русские хотят поговорить, она идут. So when Russians want to discuss, they go к психологу, to a psychologist, к стоматологу, to a stomatologist. I believe this is like a... Stomatology is also a word in English, isn't it? Like stomach, like a doctor who specializes in digestive problems. Or к другу. Well, of course, as the Russian in the dialogue said, Russians go to friends when they want to talk. Американцы любят говорить, so Americans love to talk about softball. We didn't see softball in the dialogue at all. And volleyball, we didn't see volleyball at all, so obviously it must be American football. It's pretty easy. Французы всегда говорят о сыре, cheese, вине, wine, or женщинах. Well, I actually don't know what French people talk about in real life, but we didn't hear anything about wine, and the Frenchman refuted the claim that they always talk about cheese, so женщинах. I mean, I think he said they talk about other things as well, but yeah, of course they talk about women. And finally, русский любит разговаривать о работе вечером, about work in the evening, о жизни ночью, about life in the night, о семье днем, about family in the daytime. Obviously, Ivan claims they like to talk about life in the during the nighttime. So there we go. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Now we have a dialogue without text. We just have to listen carefully.
Привет, Саймон. Извини, что так долго не писал.
Hi, Simon. Sorry that I didn't write for a while.
У меня очень много работы и мало времени.
I have very much work and very little time.
Но это не значит, что я не вспоминал о тебе. Я действительно сейчас занят. После работы я каждый вечер разговариваю с моими русскими коллегами.
Okay, he's already losing me, so I apologize. He's actually, he's speaking too fast for me to catch up, so I'll just play this through, and then, since I know the answers anyway, I'll just fill them in.
Мне очень интересно знать, что они думают об Америке, о жизни, о политике, об экономике. Ты знаешь, в России люди могут говорить обо всем. Здесь нет табу. Может быть, только о сексе они не говорят. Или я еще не так много пью. Конечно, с мужчинами я говорю о спорте, Особенно о футболе. Здесь все специалисты по футболу. С девушками я говорю о культуре, об искусстве, о театре. Точнее, они говорят, а я слушаю. Потому что я не очень хорошо знаю русскую культуру и искусство. И еще мне было интересно, что русские говорят о деньгах. Здесь это нормально, спросить, сколько стоит, или какая у тебя зарплата. Но только если вы друзья. Теперь ты еще чуть-чуть больше знаешь о России. Пока, Джон.
It's quite a shame that I actually found what he was saying rather interesting. It's again what people like to talk about. So he was reporting what Russian people like to talk about, and he was saying they like to talk about Russian history and things like that. It's kind of a shame that I'm not able to translate this word for word because I found what he was saying quite interesting. But if somebody wants to decipher it, you're welcome to do so, but I'm not going to spend forever trying to pick apart what he says word for word, since I can't quite catch all of it anyway. So, John долго не писал, потому что... So John did not write for a long time because был занят. So, не хотел, he didn't want to. Был в командировке, he was in... I don't know what командировки is, but anyway, he was too busy. He was busy. John говорит с коллегами so John talks with colleagues about what? He reported that he talks about об Америке, about America, жизни, политике, экономике, life, politics, and the economy. С мужчинами он говорит does he talk about football, Pilates, or yoga? I think I mentioned before, Pilates and yoga are very popular in Russia, but they're mostly a kind of a women's thing. When I was living in Russia, I was actually invited more than once by women to go to a Pilates or yoga class with them. And they said, there are men in the class as well. It's not only a woman's thing. There are men who take part in such classes as well. You'll see there are guys there. But I still think it's mostly a thing that women get into. Obviously it's healthy for men as well, but stereotypical sort of masculine pursuit is not Pilates, not yoga, but football. Okay, с девушками John говорит so, with girls, John talks about, probably not football, бирже, валюте, what are these things? I don't know. Компьютеры, пиве, computers and beer, культуре, искусстве. Here he was saying about history. He talks about, with Russian girls, he talks about culture and history. And друзья нормально говорит о друзьях, деньгах, or дождях. Friends, money, or the rain. I believe дождь is rain, so I don't think they talk about rain. Friends, well, friends do talk about friends. They talk about other friends, but I think he said they talk about money, so деньга, there we go. They talk about money. All right. And now we see how the prepositional case changes forms of things. So just as in the dative case, a becomes ye. So if you're talking about mama, then you're talking o mamie. Masculine things also without an ending get an e. So basically, for both masculine and feminine things, you put an e on the end. For masculine things, you add an e, and for feminine things, you change the a into an e. And then for plurals, it can get a bit more complicated. It can be ach or yach. But anyway. All right, let's see now. Now we have a fill-in-the-blank exercise. These are always tons of fun, right? So let's see. So the first example is Mama... the example that's already filled in. Mama думает о сыне. She thinks about the son. And... Сын is obviously masculine, so you add a ye to the end and it becomes сыне. All right, муж думает о жена, but he thinks about woman, or no, he thinks about wife. He thinks about his wife, because woman is женщина. Жена is just жена, his wife. So he thinks about his wife, and жена. So if you have an a on the end like that, you change the a into a ye, о жене. So муж думает о жене. Брат вспоминает о сестра. The brother. What's вспоминает? Hold on. What is вспоминает? I would like to. Oh, remembers. He remembers about the sister. So, сестра, once again, the a becomes a ye, so he remembers сестре. Брат вспоминает о сестре. Дети не всегда думают о родителей. So, children do not always think about parents. That is true. And here we can see родители becomes родителях. So, actually I'll just copy and paste this here because it's easier. I can just copy and paste this, and then at the end, change this to родителях. Oh, where's ch? I actually don't. I think it's somewhere around, oh dear. Where's ch? I've forgotten where ch is on the keyboard because I don't use that letter very often, or at least I haven't used it. I haven't used it very often until now. Come on, where's ch? There we go. I thought it was somewhere in the upper right. I just had to fumble around for a while before I found it. So, родителях is parents in the prepositional case. Steve помнит о друзьях. Steve remembers his friends. And what is друзья? It's друзьях. So once again, I'll just copy and paste this here, and now I know where ях is. So is that correct? Yes. Друзья becomes друзьях. Каждый мужчина мечтает о подруга. So that would then be подруге. Every man dreams about a girlfriend. Но не каждый мужчина мечтает о дети. But not every man dreams about children. Дети becomes детях. So once again, I'll just copy and paste дети here and then change it to детях. Every man dreams about a girlfriend, but not every man dreams about children. This is a stereotype, but it's definitely true. I think this is probably true for men in general, but especially in Russia, men very often want a woman or a girlfriend or something like that, but they often are a bit skittish about the idea of having children, whereas Russian women are really very huge on children. Russian women, I mean, I know it's a stereotype, but it's true. Russian women are very, very, very big into children, and the men often not so much. There are family men, of course, but there are also a lot of men who don't want children or are not very keen on having children. And finally, когда мне грустно, when I am sad. Here again we see this sort of indirect dative case representation of a condition. It doesn't literally say I am sad, but rather to me is sad, when it's sad to me. So well, in English you would say when I am sad, я вспоминаю о мама. I remember mom, and this is pretty straightforward. We know now it's mamie. So there we go. That wasn't too hard. That was not bad at all. Inanimate nouns in the prepositional case. So here on the left we have что for inanimate objects, and oh yeah, because it says up here it's inanimate nouns. So yeah, on the left is the noun, on the left is the inanimate noun, and then on the right is how it transforms when you say about something. So if you are talking about работа, work, then you talk о работе. If you talk about машина, car, you talk o машине. In politics, economics, problems, crisis, house, sport, football, the sea, the window, wine, вещи. I should look up what's вещи. Деньги, money, computers, and files. Okay, what's вещи? Hold on, I'd like to just quickly clarify what that word is, because I have a feeling I should know this word, but for whatever reason I do not. What is вещи? Things, stuff, personal belongings. Okay. I guess that is something that people often think about. Okay. О чем ты думаешь? About what you think. What are you thinking about? For example, я думаю о машине. I think about car. В Англии всегда говорят о obviously the weather. I think people talk about the weather all over the world, but okay. And we saw up here in a conversation here, actually in the very first conversation, they talked, if I can, there we go, о погоде, about the weather. So I can just copy and paste that here to make it easy. О погоде, about the weather. There we go. Vladimir мечтает о... And then you can see the ocean. I assume this means he's dreaming about the sea. So you can see up here, о море. So I'll go ahead and put in here, о море. See, reminds me a bit of that Latin phrase, how does it go? O tempos, o mores, or something like that. O times, O values. What times, what values. But yeah, in this case, it's o море because Vladimir мечтает о море. He dreams about the sea. Говорит о something не очень хорошо. Talking about money is not very good. So we saw definitely in a previous conversation people talking about money. And here we go. O деньгах is the form of money. O деньгах is when you're talking about money. Мартин и Марта сейчас живут в квартире, но думают о дом. So Martin and Marta now live in an apartment, but think about a house. So if you think about a house, you can see here under on, dom, о доме. They think о доме, about a house. And finally, я думаю, что это очень скучно говорить о, and I assume the sign means работа, work. I think it is very boring to talk about work, and работа becomes о работе because it ends in an A. So things that end in A become a ye when you are talking about them in the instrumental case. So where is there? Работе. There we go. And everything is correct. I'm the same way. I don't like to talk about work. After I'm done with work, I want to put it behind me and not have to think about it more when I get home. Well, if you thought that there weren't enough stereotypes in these lessons, now we have a whole exercise devoted to, I was going to say what these people might be dreaming about, but the exercise makes it even more stereotypical and says group the words according to what these people can dream about. So what can, for example, a woman dream about? Only about cosmetics, because a woman is not capable of dreaming about other things. You know, she can't think about science or, or anything like that. Women can only think about cosmetics. And similarly, o machine, about cars. A man is only capable of thinking about cars. Not possible for him to think about other things. Okay. Об игрушке. Oh, this is... I didn't bother translating these, so actually I'm a bit... Now I'm a bit at a loss for words because I don't know what these things are. Let's see, can I... Okay, I'm gonna have to translate these one at a time. That's a bit annoying, but okay. Well, I'll try to do it. Oh, игрушки is toys. Okay, so that would obviously be the child then, because men don't play with toys. They have their own toys to play with. O билети на футбол, about tickets for football. Of course, men must think about that. And why do I have машине a second time? We just had... why is there o машине twice? Why is there about cars? What men think about cars so much that they think about cars twice. Oh, wait, I see. Apparently one goes to the men and one goes to the women. So apparently women can also think about cars, and you're supposed to put it once under the woman and once under the man. Don't ask me why. Okay. O bilet v cirk, about tickets to the circus. Well, honestly, I think that all three demographics could be interested in the circus, but this is apparently supposed to be something for children. So there you go. O bilety na spektakl, about tickets to a spectacle. Obviously, a spectacle is an English word, but I think there must be a more specific meaning here in Russian. Let me just see, what does this translate to if I translate spectacle? Yeah, like a show. A show of what? I mean, everybody likes a show. Anyway, this is supposed to go to the women. So women like tickets. They think about tickets to a show. O yachtje. What is yachtje? Okay, that is completely unfamiliar to me. What the heck is yachtje? Oh, yachts. It is about yachts, the boats. Obviously a stereotypically man thing for a man to want to think about his yacht. O konfetje, about candy. I'm going to assume that should be something for the child, even though adults often like candy as well, but let's go ahead and assume that's for the child. O duchach. Duchach. What is duchach? Duchach mich. Okay. Duchach is perfume. Okay, obviously a woman's thing. Ulyubvi, about love. Probably, because, hold on, let me just make sure. Is that really love, or is that, because love, I'm not sure, is that the prepositional form of love, or what? Hold on, let me just make sure. Lyubvi. Yes, it is love, thinking about love, because only women are capable of love. Men do not think about love, nor children. Odpustki. Odpustki, I should know that. I know we've seen this word before, but I keep forgetting these words that are only used occasionally. Odpustki. Odpustki is vacation. I'm pretty sure that both men and women are capable of thinking about vacation. So which one is supposed to be thinking about vacation? Let me see. Where does odpustki go? It goes under the man. Because only men can think about vacation. This is just so ridiculous. Okay. O palto, I believe that's about pants. Wait, is palto pants or it's some item of clothing? I remember seeing the word palto and I thought it was pants, which is easy to remember because palto, it starts with PA, right? So that's sort of that's why I remember that. But am I misremembering that? Oh, it's coat. Why did I think it was pants? I thought it was pants because it starts with PA, but that's completely wrong. No, palto is coat. So who thinks about a coat? Obviously, it must be the woman. Women think about fashion all the time. O sumkie. What's sumkie? I should know this word as well. O sumkie. About a bag. Yes, women think about their bags. O platje. What's platje? Man, this is more like a vocabulary exercise than an exercise on the prepositional case. I really should know a lot of these. I apologize that I didn't think to translate these before. About payment? They think about getting paid. I guess probably the man. O televisore. Well, all three of men, women, and children all like to watch television, so that's nonsense, but let's assume the man wants to just watch television. O детях, about children. Yes, because women always think about children, men never do. Об отпуске. Oh, we have another instance of vacation, so probably then this must be the woman. Is it once again that we're supposed to put one vacation on the man and one on the woman. Okay, because women do like to vacation as well, that's true. O mужья, yes, who thinks about men? Obviously there are no gay men in Russia, so there you go. Women think about men. O детях, and who thinks about, I guess for children you put one on the woman and one on the man. Okay, o piwie, about beer, obviously men think about beer. O motocykle, men think about motorcycles, and then o любви. Okay, men think about love as well, I guess. Oh, something is wrong. Okay, what did I get wrong here? Let's see. Oh dear, what did I get wrong? That is problematic because let's see. Oplati, about getting paid. Women think, yes, because women think about getting paid. Men don't care about that stuff. Men don't care about getting paid. Only women think about money because they're all gold diggers. Okay, that's slightly ridiculous, but let's move on. And here once again we have personal pronouns in the prepositional case. So only ya becomes obo because I'm obobo. So obo mnie, everything else is o. So o tiebie, o niom, o niej, o nas, o was, and o nich. And finally, we have two fill-in-the-blank exercises about so here I guess we're just filling in these dative personal pronouns, and we have to, the first one's a bit tricky. Remember, деньги, money, is always plural, so it's a bit counterintuitive, but you would use the form for them. So, деньги, деньги, почему все думают только о... Money, money, why does everyone only think about them? So, not about it, but why does everyone only think about них? Because money is plural. Okay, ты будешь помнить обо... Well, обо is, we know that only мне is обо, so since it's обо, it must be мне. Oh, мой вкусный гамбургер. Oh, my delicious hamburger. Как я мечтаю. How I dream about... does he say... For his hamburger, does he say about you or about it? I think he says about it. A hamburger is masculine, so he's not speaking directly to the hamburger. He says, I think about him. So, нем. Как-то мечтаю о нем. How I dream about my hamburger. Не люблю политику и не хочу говорить о... Okay, don't like politics and do not want to talk about it. Politica is feminine because it ends in an A, politica. So for feminine things, you speak o niej. O niej. Żenia Petera, the wife of Peter. Italianka, the wife of Peter is Italian. Она любит футбол и каждую минуту говорит только о... Because, so she loves football and every minute only talks about... once again, football is masculine because it ends in a consonant, so o нем. Loves football and talks every minute only about him. Not sure if that's a typical Italian thing. I know that Italy is stereotypically very strongly associated with football, but I thought that was more of a guy's thing. I don't know if Italian women are that much into football, but anyway. Как тебе наш новый fish? How do you like our new fish? Fish is Riba in German. I know that. I know fish, like the animal that you eat. and that swims in the water. That's Ryba in in Russian. So apparently, sorry. Schiff. Am I developing dyslexia? Somehow I saw Schiff and read fish. No, sorry. Как тебе наш новый chef? How do you like our new chef? Which does not mean not chef as in someone who cooks, but chief as in boss. How do you like our new boss? Что ты думаешь о... Okay, I assume the boss is a man, so it's о нем. There we go. How did I see chef and read fish and start thinking that it might be about fish? That's pretty bad. Okay, мне абсолютно не нравится Мария. I absolutely do not like Maria. Я даже слышать ничего не хочу о... So I even hear... The phrasing, I mean, if I translate it literally, it's going to sound horrible. He's saying, I don't even want to hear anything about her. But he literally says, I even hear nothing, not want about her. Okay, well, anyway, Maria is obviously a woman, so for она becomes ней. So, о ней. Wait, no, ней. There we go. Мы с коллегой думаем... Bit of an interesting... That's an interesting phrasing. We with colleagues think. So literally, we colleagues think, but it's like we with colleagues think. Что вы симпатичный человек. That you are a sympathetic person. Что вы можете сказать о... And, okay. So we colleagues think that you're a sympathetic person. And what can you say about us? So it's мы, it's first person plural, so it's о нас. О нас. Anna, ты меня любишь? Oh, awkward question. Anna, do you love me? Извини, Артур. I'm sorry, Arthur. Но я могу думать о... something только как о друге. I'm sorry, Arthur, but I can only think of you as a friend. Я могу думать о... So it's you, so it's тебе. Could also be вас. I mean, if you're being formal, it would be вас, but I think hopefully they know each other well enough to say at least тебе or ты to each other. So о тебе. I can only think of you as a friend. And finally, вы не очень нравитесь. Вы мне очень... Sorry, I read не. Вы мне очень нравитесь. You please me very much. So, like, I like you very much. Я каждый день думаю о... Bit awkward that they're saying вы. I think if you like somebody enough to tell them, I like you so much and I think about you every day, hopefully you know them well enough to say ты and not вы. But this person is apparently still in вы terms with the person they're addressing, so it's then о вас. If I can, there we go. There we go. And that's correct. A bit awkward, but linguistically, grammatically correct. And finally, we have pretty much the same thing here, except now we put in the о as well. So, Martin любит говорить о политике. Martin likes to talk about politics, and as we hopefully know by now, something that's... wait, hold on. Hold on, what are we supposed to be doing here? Because... Oh, I see. We're using pronouns. We change the nouns in the brackets like this. We change them to the correct pronouns. So you can say he likes to talk o politica, he likes to talk about politics, but now we need to change that into the pronoun form. So he likes to talk, since politica is female, he likes to talk o nie, yeah, because politics is female. Okay. Svetlana не думает о проблемах. Svetlana does not think about problems. She does not think about... Oh, I forgot to put the O up here. O nie. So, and then problems about them. So about them is nicht. Yes. Вчера мы спорили. Yesterday we argued о книге «Война и мир». Yesterday we argued about the book War and Peace. Book is kniga. Yeah, kniga is... Wait, no, kniga is singular, isn't it? I don't know, but kniga I believe is feminine actually, so it's... Actually, I'll just copy and paste from here. I think book is feminine, so it's о ней. Что ты думаешь о Ричарде? What do you think about Richard? What do you think о нем? Obviously, Richard is masculine. Ольга сидит на диете, но мечтает о beefsteaks. We've seen beefsteak before. Olga is on a diet, but dreams about beefsteaks. Beefsteak is masculine, so it's also о нем. Когда родители говорят об экономике, мне скучно. When parents talk about the economy, it's boring to me. I'm bored, or it's boring to me. So, economica is... economic, yeah, it's economica, isn't it? So that's feminine. So then they talk о ней. I'll just copy and paste it from here. For a feminine noun, it's о ней. Утром на собрании директор рассказывал о перспективах фирмы. In the morning, на собрании, at the meeting, директор рассказывал, the director talked о перспективах фирмы, about the perspectives of the company, about company perspectives. And this is obviously a plural, so it's a них. If you have a plural thing, even if it's inanimate object, it's about them. So we talked about them. С девушками невозможно говорить о спорте. With girls, not possible to talk about sports. And once again, sports is... actually, sports is in English a plural, but in Russian it's sport. And sport is masculine, so it's о нем. Они ничего не понимают. They do not understand anything. Yes, just in case we didn't have these stereotypes enough, you can't talk to girls about sports. They don't understand anything. And finally, мне очень интересно слушать вас, когда вы рассказываете о глобализации. And then suddenly, a very intellectual subject. I'm very interested to hear you when you talk about globalization. And globalizacja is a, yes, it's globalizacja, I think. I believe it's a feminine noun, so it's о ней. And there we go. Lesson 21 is thereby completed. So, kind of funny, kind of fun. I mean, if you don't take the stereotypes too seriously. I mean, I know I keep complaining about stereotypes, but I more just find it funny. I just find it funny that they're so pervasive in these lessons, because I guess, I don't know if this is really how Russians think. Do Russians really think this way? Do they really think it's not possible to... I guess they do, because like I remember seeing people having a political discussion, and a Russian woman who was like not really involved in the discussion, but like sort of there, she basically said, "This is not a subject for women. So that's kind of a cultural thing. Like Russian women unironically, unabashedly, unashamedly say, yeah, politics is not for women. It's not something that interests us girls. We just talk about makeup and hair and money and purses and fur coats and things like that. We don't talk about politics. It's a view that would seem very sexist to a Westerner, I think, but Russian women are not ashamed about it, and they're not embarrassed, and they're not upset about it. They just say, yeah, even Russian women, they say, yeah, it's not for us. It's not a woman's theme. They're not interested in it. They don't care, and they don't want to be involved in it. So, fair enough. Different strokes for different folks. Anyway. Coming back to the subject of language, yes, this was an introduction to the prepositional case. And as I mentioned, the whole lesson pretty much is about the preposition o. You do also use the prepositional case for, I still have my Wikipedia window here open. You do also use the prepositional case for prepositions of place, so the inside something or na on top of. I assume we'll see that later, and it uses the same forms. So it's like if you are on the table, you would say "я на," and then you'd change table to the table is stol, isn't it? So I guess it would be, I think is it masculine? Then it would be stolje. I believe you would say "я на stolje" to mean I'm on the table. So same forms, because it's still the prepositional case, just a different preposition, but the same case still. So if you know these forms for things like o, then you also know it for things like na and the when used to report the current location of someone or something. So there you go. Now we have seen all 6 cases in Russian. And in the next lesson, if you come back here to the lessons, we can see now the next couple of lessons, actually the next at least 4 lessons, are about all cases. Now that we know all the cases in Russian, we can finally get down to some serious stuff and start seeing nouns and adjectives. I mentioned adjectives also change based on cases. So in the next lesson, we'll see adjectives, how adjectives change. Then we'll see how pronouns change. More about nouns and adjectives now for feminine nouns, and then possessive pronouns. So we have a lot of work to do now. We have a lot of case work to do, a lot of cases to go through now that we know all 6 cases in Russian. So we're going to be busy for a while with that. I'm just curious if I look ahead a little bit. Yeah, and then even more stuff about cases. So the next, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next 6 lessons are all just about how things change based on cases. So it's a very important subject. It's something that's gonna be with us for a while to come. So it's not easy, but I hope that you understand at least what the 6 cases are for. If you are not clear on what all the 6 cases are for and what they mean and what they do, I recommend that you review that now before you go on, because you want to be clear at least on what the 6 cases are, when you use them, and what they're for. Once you're clear on that, then we can go on, and hopefully we'll see each other next time in lesson 22. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone. Be well and keep learning Russian.